Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Timo and I'm here to tell you it's time for a revolution. But not just any revolution, it's time for the big revolution. And I think it's kind of strange that no one on YouTube is talking about the big revolution. I haven't seen any videos on this, but okay, so I'm gonna be the first one. What I'm talking about is, of course, not an actual, real revolution. What I'm talking about is a fountain pen. And I'm talking about this thing here. It's a Parafernalia fountain pen, made in Italy. I bought it from Giardino Italiano, where I'm a very happy customer. And, well, yeah, that's it. That's how it looks like when you get it, after you've ordered it. There's a cardboard sleeve, and inside the cardboard sleeve there's a wooden box that looks like something from a hardware store somehow, but I think that's just right because the fountain pen, it has a very special design, and well, something from a hardware store, something scientific would fit perfectly. Alright, when you open this box, it's really fantastic, the fountain pen, I really like it a lot. You will find four things. Number one, a warranty card, not much to say about this. Number two, very, very strange, slim, thin cartridges you've certainly never seen anywhere before. Number three, the pen pouch. And you can already tell what the pen looks like by looking at this pouch. It's hollow, it's made of leather, it has this crocodile look or lizard look or whatever. It's real leather and it's very beautiful. And finally, there's the actual fountain pen. There it is. Whoa! Isn't it fantastic? Doesn't it look great? I love it, I really love it. It's triangular, I like it a lot. Well, you can get this fountain pen in black, in shiny chrome, and in a matte chromish thing, whatever. The matte metal doesn't look that bad. I think the shiny bit is too shiny for a pen like this, but well, after it was very hard for me to decide, but in the end I chose the black version. I think it was the right decision for me. There it is. So, when people see this fountain pen, they usually have two questions. Question number one is, how do you write with this? Where's the nib? Kind of looks weird, how does that work? And it's very, very easy. You just pull out the inner part, which is the actual pen. It is very, very thin, hence the special cartridges. It is so thin that you couldn't comfortably write with this pen, but you don't have to. You just put it back inside the surrounding bit, and you have one fountain pen you can hold comfortably and write with. You just have to adjust the nib to the right angle, and then you can go on and write. The second question is, how can you comfortably write with this pen? This is huge. I mean, it's not very long, but look at the diameter. If this was round and not a triangle, this would be a massive pen, but that doesn't really matter because it's a triangle. And because of the triangular shape, it is thinner than, well, a pen with a round shape, of course. But that's not the whole secret. There's another thing. Well, when I write with the pen, it's a bit big. It's not too big, but it's on the bigger side. And I can hold it comfortably. I can write a long time with this pen without my hands getting tired. The weight is great. Well, and the size is pretty good. What surprised me is in class, one classmate, a young woman with small hands, took this pen, well, she asked me politely and I let her write with this pen. And she said, wow, this feels really comfortable. This is really great. I thought it was big, but it's just the perfect size. And the secret is, her hands are smaller, her fingers are thinner, and that's why the pen feels smaller to her than it feels to me. Because you're actually not holding the bars at the sides of the pen. You actually put your fingers between the bars into the hollow space. So if you have thinner fingers, your finger goes more deeply between the bars into the middle of the pen than when you have thicker fingers. So if you're a person with small hands, with small slim fingers, this pen will actually be thinner for you than it is for me. And that's fantastic. That's a great idea. It works perfectly, and this pen really adjusts to almost every hand there is available on the market. No, you know what I mean. Okay, well, so much about the fantastic design. Well, I should say a thing or two of technical nature. This is a cartridge fountain pen. There's the cartridge. It is very, very thin. You can't put a normal cartridge in this pen. You have to buy the Parafernalia cartridges. But of course you can refill them using a syringe. Technicalities. Technical. The other thing is the nib. I hope this can zoom so that the tip. Oh, this is not bad at all. It would be better with a loop, but it works quite fine. As you can probably see, there is no tipping per se. There is no iridium point or something like that on the nib. This is a folded nib, which means you take the nib, it is straight, then the tipping is straight, and you just fold the end of the tip downwards and shape it into the shape you want to have, so that you can write properly. Which means the whole nib is made of stainless steel. There's no tipping. It's just one sheet of steel, and which also means the tipping is rather soft and it will wear down eventually, but that might take years. You know, Schneider, for example, makes those folded nibs, and they last, well, not forever, but they last a very, very, very long time. It's a stainless steel nib, and well, what more is there to say? Well, of course, because you know, when you put the pen inside, it sits tightly, but as you can see, I hope you can see that, this part of the pen is thicker than that part. Which means when you take it out, put it inside to write, the thinner end is here, but the hole for the thinner end is as thick as it needs to be for the thick end, which means there's a little bit of wiggling. The inner part moves a little bit, but when writing, your fingers touch that inner part and secure it, and so no problem at all. Alright, what else is there left to do? I think that's it. Next thing I should do is a writing sample. But first, one more look at the pen in the pouch. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's really, really great. I like it a lot. And you just push the pen out. Works great. Alright, writing sample. See you in a second. Alright, this is the writing sample for the Parafernalia Big Revolution. 2 bits of the pen are made of plastic. 3 bits? 3 bits of the... 4 bits! Oh god. This, and this is made of plastic. And as you can tell when I show you, it's not polished perfectly. There are some imperfections. But I like that because I don't know why this pen makes me think of Leonardo da Vinci, and well, I just think too much precision wouldn't be right. I think it's good that there's something not 100% accurate there. Let's get this pen into writing position. What you have to do is to adjust the angle here of the nib, and then, well, just write. Somehow I think this pen is made for fast writing. I don't know why, but it just feels right. This is the Parafernalia Big Revolution, and you can hear that it has some, it makes some sound. The nib makes some sound when writing. And I have to tell you, well, this is not the smoothest nib on the planet. It's okay, it's perfectly fine to write with. It's actually a lot better than it sounds. But, well, let's focus on this one, the nib again. But the nib is, as I said before, it's a folded nib. It doesn't have any tipping. It's not perfectly round. So I think it's prone to make more noise than nibs with a tipping. The nib itself says Duroflex. I don't know why it says Duroflex, because as you can tell and see, it produces a fine to medium line, and even when I apply a lot of pressure, nothing's happening, not really. I mean, okay, that's the tiniest bit of line variation. I wouldn't even call it like that. The ink, there's more ink when pushing the nib, as you can see, but there's no flex whatsoever. This is a rigid nib. It is a rigid and reasonably wet nib, so this time it's without any pressure. 3, 2, 1, reasonably wet, not excessively, just perfect. Pretty much perfect. The ink is made in Austria. We all know what that means. Well, okay. Okay, it takes some getting used to writing with this pen. When I've used other pens before, and I'd say you'd have to write for about 5 or 10 minutes to get the feeling again, and then it works perfectly. But I'm a bit shaky, I'm a bit insecure when writing with this pen right now. But it's getting better and better and better. Oh gosh, now I can't write English again. Well, I can tell you this feels pretty good. Okay, I'm not a fast writer. I've said that many times before. I'm really not a fast writer, so how do I find out whether the feet can keep up with the pen? I do this stupid looking, retarded looking thing. And then afterwards I look for skips, and there has been one tiny skip there, and that's been completely my fault. I think it's pretty much impossible to get this pen to skip. Whew, this looks horrible. I'm sorry. Okay, but you can see it's a pen you can really write with. Of course, the focus is on the looks. If you want a nicely writing pen for 100 euros, you can do a lot better, of course. Get a Pilot 74, get a, I don't know, pretty much every Kaweco, pretty much everything else in the 100 euro range will be a better performer than this one. But, well, only very, very, very little, very, very few pens have such interesting looks. To be honest, really, that's what it's about. This is about the looks, this is not about the performance. Although I have to say, it is perfectly fine. The performance is good. It just isn't great. It's not the smoothest nib there is definitely. Okay, good. I don't really want to end this video like this with saying a bad thing about the pen, like this is not the smoothest nib, because I really, really like it. So if you have the chance to try this pen, it has some major advantages like fitting into everybody's hand. As far as I can tell, well, every hand will find this fountain pen comfortable. This is a big advantage, and of course the looks. And if you have a pen pouch like this, and you pull out such a great, amazing looking pen, well, this has an effect that most pens in this price range cannot achieve. So these are the advantages, and one disadvantage with the well, not perfect nib, but definitely worth the money. I really like this pen a lot. I will definitely recommend this pen. So if you have the chance, try it, enjoy it, get one. Okay, so much for that. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.